Hello and welcome to Chess with Turkish Films. I'm Turkish Films, and this is chess. We're going to be doing chess. It's going to be great. And the idea is that we're going to play moves that are both good, but also that we can justify and that we think are good. And the hope is that eventually what I think of as good ends up being the same as what is good. That way I can use my own judgment and it ends up being, kind of what's objectively good. One kind of interesting thought I had about that just now is with chess, there are moves which are somehow, let's say, objectively blunders, right? You can look through the search tree, and you can see that a certain move, you could go a statistical route and say like, most of the moves that the opponent makes are good for you, or something like that. But also there's continuations which aren't probabilistic in nature, but that just use like a min-max strategy that show that it is a bad move, right? It has a lower score. Last time I tried to record a game, I also ended up playing the central variation. I just like it seems just so principled that you control the center. I need to find out what the actual refutation is, because I don't know what it is. Let's go ahead and break up his pawns a little bit more. And he doesn't just gonna. Oh, let's not pre-move. The reason I lost my last game actually was an accidental pre-move. I didn't mean to pre-move, but I'm using a trackpad on a laptop, and I meant to right-click and drag, but I ended up full clicking and dragging, which registered as a pre-move, and then I was upset. So how does he defend the c4 pawn? A move like bishop e6 doesn't actually work because I can play the move d5 and interrupt that. So probably he's going to play a queen to the side this way. Another option he has is to counterattack in the center, which is what I thought he was going to do. I'm trying to figure out, I'm pretty sure taking is correct. And the idea being that I actually gain a check this way. But first we can attack his bishop. So the bishop has to move back, and I've also added an attacker to the b5 pawn. So I've kind of kept my pawns somewhat intact here, the c and the d pawns. If I just took the b5 pawn when I had a chance, it wouldn't have worked out so well. Now, of course, you can go back to bishop c6, and then when I take it, and he takes, and I take back with the pawn, here, and then he takes, and I take again. My pawns are split. The idea is on bishop c6, I actually go d5 first. Okay? So we're just going to develop our pieces, taking a free pawn. Now I need to block the diagonal that includes my h1 rook. So knight f3 is very tempting here. Probably one of the better moves is knight f1. One issue I'm having is that this pawn is a little bit loose, just because it's only defended once by the queen, once by the knight, but the knight can be kicked at any moment. Yeah, like right now it's getting kicked. So I should move it backwards. Does it make a big difference if it goes back to c3 or somewhere else? Probably c3 is just the best. Yeah, probably c3 is just the best. Okay, so we're controlling central squares again. He's attacking central squares. And now we've completed our initial goal. So I wanted to play the move knight f3 to block the diagonal, get ready for castling. But then I noticed that this is actually open. This diagonal is open to his king. But I saw this, bishop c6, so I assumed I can just play d5 now, which also blocks the diagonal, also hinders his ability to play e6, which he wants to play to get rid of to get his dark-scored bishop out. So I think d5 might be better than knight f3. d5, e6, I take it. He takes my queen. I take him back. He checks me with his bishop. You know what? I'm just going to be a little bit of a coward. And my guess is the game's going to continue e6. And then bishop b2 or bishop d2 or bishop e2. So many options. We're going to go bishop e2. So we can castle. We're going to rush this. I'm assuming his move is going to be something like this. I think bishop b4 makes sense. Queen a4 check doesn't work. because he has knight c6. Because he has knight c6. So now the only question is, do we play bishop b2 or do we play bishop d2? I think the answer is bishop d2, so we avoid the pin. This stops knight e4 from being attacked. Now I can castle, which is good, and we both castle. So before I castle, actually I'll castle now. Let's see who's doing better here. White has more space. He has 2 pawns on the c and d files. They're hanging pawns, so neither one can be pushed forward without it being kind of backfiring in a way of undefending the other one. As for piece activity, we're both developing our pieces. White has a strong grip on the center, I'd say. The bishops and the knights would like to be inverted. How many undefended pieces does each side have? White has no undefended pieces. Black has an undefended piece on b3 and also an undefended piece on b7. Those 2 undefended pieces are lined up. That's good. That means I can play a move like queen b3, and it's actually attacking through both of them. Queen b3. I believe the pretty obvious move there is a5. Can I take advantage, or can I pre-stop a5? We can also look at king safety. It looks like white's king is a little bit safer just because he has more pieces around it. Maybe instead of queen b3, which I do like, potentially there's an option for rook b1. Maybe queen b1. Queen b1, a5. I feel like there is a tactic related to these 2 bishops. I do actually want to incentivize a5, because then my knight can land on b5, I think. b5, and I can play c5, and I can play knight d6. Also, my knight can always land on g4. We're going to go with the queen, like this. And I believe a5 is the move. Yep, a5 was it. Now I can move my knight on c3. I'm allowed to move my knight on c3. So the question is, do I do it now? I think I do. I think this is the play. I'm attacking b4 twice. If he gets rid of the bishop, he moved his pawn forward, giving away the b5 square for nothing. And again, my plan is c5 and knight d6. I'm just going to have a mega knight in the middle of the board. Also, now his a5 pawn is feeling quite exposed. I can attack it again with queen a4 and knight b3. Queen a4, knight b3. It's a really hard pawn to defend, and he's spending a lot of effort on defending it. My knight on b3 is actually very strong in that position. Okay, so it's a bit of a counterattack. I'm wondering now if I can put my knight on d6 first, and then play the move c5. This also defends backward, defends the e4 square. But my knight is quite strong and quite forward, which I like. I can play c5. Then I can play bishop c4. And I can really clamp on the d5 square that I've left behind. But also my knight is going to end up on c4 or e4. And that's just going to mega reinforce it. So let's push. So my knight is defended now. I think bishop, maybe bishop c4 is not quite right. I'm worried about an e5 move. e5 is the strongest option I think he has. So let's slide our queen over to the side. Oh, this allows rook b2. Not great. Yeah, rook b2 is kind of a fork. Or not a fork, a skewer. Let's see. So I need to dissuade this, or at least if he plays this, make myself be able to move. So my initial guess was queen to g2. That way I'm threatening this way. I have some pressure here, but also that I'm stopping e5 from happening. The problem is that I saw is that rook b2. And then my other rook can come over. I think that's fine. So now that his pieces have moved over to the queen side, we're going to maneuver our pieces back towards the king side. This is our plan. I'm noticing some issues. That's not an issue right now because the bishop is strong. I think bishop d3 is a significant improvement to my position. I can't figure out if bishop c4 is worth it. But also, how does my knight on d2 actually play chess? I can play knight d2, knight to e5, knight d2, knight g5. Both of those seem quite viable. An issue is that I'm always allowing the knight to come in, which I'm not so happy about. So probably bishop d3 first. Or maybe I trade on the open line. Because right now he has the open line, and I didn't like that. So let's go ahead and try to nab the open line. Good. And we're going to take with the knight. I'm guessing this is what he's going to go for. I think he has to be careful about how far he pushes, though. Because I always have this, right? Oh, there's a really tricky move here. That coming in next. I should probably watch that pawn. It seems like it's kind of strong. That pawn seems kind of strong. And I kind of liked that I had bishop c4 to stop it. But let's go here. I'm guessing this and this. I don't think he can let me take that. Okay. Yep. I don't know why. This feels good for me. I like that my bishop is looking at his rook through. Yeah, and then this doesn't work, I don't think. This doesn't work, I don't think. Notice that this is undefended, and it's very important. That square is very important. So I think I can just start improving like crazy. Yeah, I think I can just start improving. I can also try knight here, knight here. What's his plan? Knight b4, knight this way. So if I go here, there, and then I come back, he attacks me and I can take the pawn. I think I can just go for the a2 pawn. I really don't think I have to. My pieces are so much better than his pieces. I think knight c4 works. I'm so confused. I'm extremely confused. Okay, I'm attacking his queen and his rook at the same time. That's what I know. I don't know much, but I do know that. Okay. His rook is attacked and his bishop's attacked. So he just goes like, what does he play? Oh, he can take this? Whoa. Wait, what? This knight wasn't doing anything? So I can just go this way? And this bishop is defending this knight. Dude, this is so confusing. Now I'm threatening this, followed by this. There's just a lot of tactics right now, so I kind of gotta focus. Okay. We can take this. Yep. Can't take this pawn. This pawn's gonna fall. The a2 pawn's gonna fall. I'm attacking your knight right now. I can't actually take this, I don't think, because you can go this way, unless I can make a queen. If I can make a queen, everything's okay. Making queens is generally a positive thing. That's a free knight. Okay, less of a free knight. I think I can do this. No. I want to take this, but I think I lose an exchange. Let's lose the exchange. Let's lose the exchange. And then let's just push. Oh, I forgot I have to get a check first. Here. Oh, don't do that. Don't pre-move. The idea is this. Here, takes. Let's go back. Come this way and try to push our pawns over here. Let's gain further control over these squares. Let's probably maneuver our knight to this side. Yo, my knight on d3 is trapped. Like trapped, that's bad. I think I have to do this. That doesn't feel good. I gotta open up a square for it. Because I literally have nowhere to go. So I'm vacating the f4 square. So my knight can visit. f4, also getting access to e4. Yeah, this is better. Ran out of time. Unfortunate. Yeah, no, I messed up real bad. Let's see what the score was. Yeah, mega loss. I wasn't doing so bad, but there was a point at which it all turned. Computer can see through all the complications. It's like, no, you're losing, dude. Was I losing even here? No, I was better here. And then trading rooks and it went downhill, right? Yeah. So trading rooks was a bad idea. Here, does the computer recommend bishop f3? Probably bishop f3 is great. Still not even losing. And now it's like, yeah, you're the worst chess player in history. I don't think I approve of the way he played it though. I'm pretty sure this move is not right. So let's see. So I blundered. Minus 2.8. And then this move gives it back to me, right? Well, no, he played the right continuation. Wow. And then that spoiled it back. That gave it back to me. Interesting. Interesting. I don't understand anything. I'm going to play backwards, which is a weird, complicated move. That just makes the game kind of equalish. So confused. I think we both blundered every single move. Alright, that's chess for you, blundering every single move and losing on time. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time on Chess.